Yo. LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame. LYNX, remember, love yourself, no exceptions. And shout out to that last mix. I actually created that for my boy Robert down in Atlanta. Make sure you check him out. He is your newest, flyest spin instructor. Make sure you check out RG Speaks on Instagram so you can, go to some of his classes. So that little last mix, that's for y'all as y'all get them summer bodies ready, as you spinning or running or whatever. That's one thing I love about this time of year. It's hot. It's nice early. I can get up and go on a nice long walk and be done before time for work. And it's Gemini season, so that's of course my favorite time of year. So, all right, look. As my birthday approaches, year 42, May 29, I always feel like this quiet shift inside of me. Not loud, not dramatic, just a gentle tapping on the shoulder from the universe like, all right, it's time to check in. How you moving? How you growing? My birthday has always been like my mid-year mirror. Like that's literally the middle of the year. A moment to pause the noise, step out of that routine and ask myself if the man I'm becoming matches the man I keep seeing in my spirit. And lately I've been thinking about love. Not the Instagram version, not like the highlight reels. The real thing, the everyday choosing, the softness, the learning, the unlearning. We're still smitten, still drawn to each other in that way that feels like a private joke only we understand. But I want us to return to the ease we had in the beginning, the fun, the flow, the lightness. You got to keep that as you go through life. Not because it's gone, but because conflict has a way of trying to rewrite the story if you don't stay intentional, if you don't continue to choose happiness and peace every single day. And I want us to grow without losing that sweetness, to mature without losing the spark, to really get to know each other, to build something that feels like home, not homework. And, then there's my calling. I'm falling more and more in love with this, the part of me that has always been bigger than any job title. I've been blessed, I've been provided for, I've been held up by God and good sense, but there's still this pull towards media, towards culture, towards the mic, towards the conversations that shape how we see ourselves. I feel like I have a lot to share. And it's not about fame, it's about being known, being recognized as someone who pays attention to the world, who curates, who documents, who adds meaning. And I'm realizing that desire isn't going anywhere. It's not a phase, it's a calling. It's within me. It ain't on me, it's in me. No. Callers don't care how busy you are. They wait for you to make room. You can always return back to it. I can always return back to it. And in family, I'm at the age where you start thinking about legacy in a different way. And not the money that's handled, not the status that's cool, but it's not the point. Legacy as in, who do I show up for? Who can count on me? Who feels my presence even when I'm not in the room? There's love there, there's history there, there's healing there. And I just want to be more intentional about nurturing it, even if it's just going home once or twice a year, even if it's small steps. One thing my partner has shown me is what it looks like to show up for your people without hesitation. And that's a quality I want to grow into more fully. The last couple of years I've been kind of isolated. I've been rebuilding and just trying to get my foot in and just get everything back in order. But will shit ever be in order? Will it? So as I approach 42, my manifestation is simple. More ease in my relationship, more alignment in my calling, more presence with my family, more intention in every corner of my life. Not reinvention, refinement. I've been reinventing for a long time. Not hustle, harmony. We're going to get to it. Not pressure, but purpose. Why are you doing it? What's the why? I'm just stepping into the version of myself I've been circling for years. And this time I'm walking in with clarity. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So, all right. It's a reflective season anytime, that a birthday comes around. So look, anyway, in other news, as I said earlier, ICEMAN is finally here. And the one thing I know about me is that when I love a Drake album, I turn into a real rapper. Like, no, seriously, I really feel like I got a good amount of bars in me. I start writing raps, I get in my notebook, I start listening to instrumentals all day. So look, in honor of ICEMAN dropping, I want to just go through and rank my personal favorites out of Drake's catalog. Y'all know I do not feel like Drake can make a bad album at all. So just based off my personal taste, the ones that I'm drawn to, I'm just gonna rank them. You know what I'm saying? So here are my OVO Power Rankings for Drake's catalog. Now at the top, you know, it's always been a tie for me with Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. Like, these two albums like raised me. They're the reason I know how to emotionally spiral in 4K. They're the reason I think I can sing in the rain. There's a reason why I believe in being a little bit toxic. You know, Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. Those are Drake's best two albums, and they're literally neck and neck. But if I had to put one above the other, I just have to go with Take Care because I've lived with it longer. But Nothing Was the Same is super important to me because that's when I was moving from home to Atlanta, and I'll never forget driving my dad's truck up and down 185 to 85, and I listened to Nothing Was the Same the whole time, and I made like 3 trips that day, back and forth. So I don't know. Take Care and Nothing Was the Same is a tie for me, but if I have to just go with one, is Take Care. Next in line after those two, we got Scorpion. Say what you want about Scorpion. Scorpion is my favorite Drake album. It's where he began to give us both sides of himself in mass quantity. You've got the first disc that kicks off with Nonstop. Not Mob Ties ain't on that one. No, Mob Ties is on that one, see? Then you got that's all the rapping on the first half. Second half, you got the R&B Drake. You know, Kiki, Do You Love Me? Summer Games, Peak, all that good stuff on that second half. So Scorpion to me was just is my favorite Drake album besides them first two. Now, Thank Me Later, that really is ranked high to me because that album sold me on Drake. I don't think I was checking for Drake until Thank Me Later dropped. It was the song with Kanye, Find Your Lovin'. And I was like, oh, wow. And it really made me like start getting into Drake's full-on catalog and just paying attention. Not his full catalog. He was new then. It really made me pay attention to that album, Thank Me Later. You know, the opening with Alicia Keys, Fireworks. It's a fancies on that. You know what I'm saying? So Thank Me Later is really ranked high. Now, after that, I got to give it to Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind, y'all didn't like this album, but y'all couldn't touch it. It was just too rich for y'all. You got to think Rooftops in Ibiza with Honestly Nevermind. You know, it was the storytelling of Drake, but it was over dance records, which made it fun. Honestly Nevermind is one of my favorites. It's up there. It's up there. After that, I got to put in Her Loss. Her Loss is the joint album with Drake and 21 Savage, and them boys was rapping they ass off on Her Loss. A lot of y'all was trying to, you know, at that time, Drake was giving us a lot of albums back to back. We had gotten Certified Lover Boy. We had just gotten Honestly Nevermind, which y'all wasn't fooling with. And then we got Her Loss. So we was getting a lot of Drake music back to back. But Her Loss, that's some, if you want to hear some rapping, Drake is spitting on there. After that, I got to go with More Life. I think More Life is a great Drake project. It's where Drake got into the, I'm going to just give y'all some records type thing. It was a surprise drop. I remember I was getting ready for the club. It dropped on a Saturday. Shout out to Opera, down in Atlanta. But yeah, I was getting ready for the club, and the album just dropped randomly on a Saturday. And I remember it was, it took me a minute, but I really liked the More Life project. After More Life, I've got Care Package. Now, Care Package is a mixtape that Drake released with a lot of his, it's from his early, like pre Thank Me Later. But it's a lot of good original Drake emo records. So Care Package is really good. After that, I've got If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Now, I've kind of got If You're Reading This Is Too Late, Certified Lover Boy, and Views ranked at the bottom. But I don't know. Certified Lover Boy, that's his sleeper album. Certified Lover Boy's got some stronger tracks, so I'm kind of thinking about moving that up a little bit higher on the list. You know, If You're Reading This Is Too Late has Madonna and Jungle. That was another like surprise drop from Drake. And then Views is the album that put Drake on the map. And it also has my favorite Drake song of all time on it, Controller. So I don't know. I get a little mixed up with the bottom of my list. So then we've also got the Lucy's. We got the Dark Lane demo takes. We've got the Scary Hour series. And then we've also got For All the Dogs, which is too new to make my ranking. But anyway, what you guys think about lists? Where do you guys rank the Drake albums? Will ICEMAN make the list? I don't know. But look, happy Gemini season. Look, that's going to be it for LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame LYNX. Remember, love yourself. No exceptions. Run on over to SoundCloud. Run over to YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe. Also, check the link in my bio to get a free month of SoundCloud Artist Pro for all you creatives out there. And look, I'm going to enjoy my birthday. Shout out to my baby. All right. Look, we're going to get out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in.